welcome to another episode of Go Bros. I'm Philip.
And I'm Luke.
And I am the Go Bros dad.
That's our dad.
That's your dad. So we're having a special episode today. Again, sorry, Go fans. This is another Quest episode. Luke, what are we going to be looking at today?
There's a small type of fan base you may have heard of called Trekkies. Some refer to them as Trekkers. But they released Star Trek Bridge Crew for the Quest. So we're going to review that. I think only a few people probably got it over Christmas. based on the gameplay, it seems like everybody got it for Christmas. But we're going to review it anyway and give you our take on it.
A little backstory. This is probably one of the first games that we were really, really excited about for VR. But then quickly really depressed when it looked like this game was completely abandoned. Like it was going to be PC VR, and then their websites, like Ubisoft's website, had nothing there.
Right, and this is not a game that is new to me. I've been playing this game for, I think, about 2 years now. Ever since the game came out. I think you gave it to me for the birthday gift or something like that a long time ago. And I've been playing it on Steam, flat screen on the PC. I didn't have either VR headset. So shortly after the game came out, I think Ubisoft recognized with it, we kind of created an app for a very small market. So let's enable it for Windows users on PC. But still didn't seem to gain a lot of traction. So I thought the game was dead. And then I think without any warning, they just released it on the Quest shortly before Christmas.
What we're going to do in this episode is we're going to show you how the game should be played. There are going to be a lot of fun goofiness that can happen in this, but all three of us love Star Trek, thanks to this guy.
And let me make a point here, being literally their father, and as old as I am, that'd be 59, learning the new apps, left, right, up, down, button, that stuff was kind of unnerving me on some of the games. But not this one.
Yeah, because he's primarily a Go user. That's all. He has a Go. He's actually going to be borrowing a Quest from a friend.
Thank you, Jose!
So let's jump in and we'll show you how this game should be played, and then we'll talk a little bit about it afterwards.
Okay, I'm pulling up our ship objectives right now.
This is Anton Serko, acting captain of the Polaris. We're experiencing multiple system failures. Please keep your distance. We can't guarantee your safety.
Okay, Officer, I would like to disrupt the engines of the Polaris, so we're going to set a course for the Polaris. So Helm, set us a course. Engineering, would like full power engines, please.
Yes, sir.
Captain, because you said you wanted to disrupt their engines, right?
That is correct. And operations or engineering, would you please reroute power from phasers and shields into engines? See if you can get our speed up to 7,600, please.
Rerouting? No.
Technical, once we are in range, please do a scan of just the engine. We don't need to scan everything else, just the engines for now.
Aye, Captain, I have just engines selected at this time.
Engines at maximum capacity.
Now entering scanning range.
Scanning.
Okay, Tactical, please do a system intrusion on the engine of the Polaris.
Disrupting engines now, Captain. Engine should be disrupted. We are now recalibrating system intrusion for 25 seconds.
Please, you have to help.
Engineering, if you haven't already, go ahead and cancel all the reroutes and put the system back
Everything
on.
is as systems normal.
Incoming message from the Raleigh, Captain. On screen.
Aegis, this is U.S.S. Raleigh. We're on hand to assist the Polaris.
The Raleigh is better equipped to help with repairs, Captain. I advise we check on that station.
Okay, engineering, prepare for warp and charge coils. We are going to warp to the Perseth system. Helm, prepare for warp.
Charging coils. In 6, 3, 2, 1.
Course laid.
Engage.
Aye.
All systems normal.
Okay, we're going to look for escape pods. So scan for life signs as we get within range. We're going to look at escape pod alpha at about 45 degrees. Full power to engines. want to get as many escape pods as fast as possible.
Life found on escape pod Alpha.
Engineering, please lock onto the 6 life signs on escape pod Alpha and transport when ready. Tactical, go ahead and scan for life signs on any other pod that you can in our vicinity to get us prepared for the next one.
Scanning escape pod Sigma now.
Reached our destination.
Engineering, while you're getting that lock, go ahead and reroute power
Energized.
from phasers and shields into engines to prepare us for maximum speed to our next location.
Captain, we should deliver
Escape pod Sigma does have 6 life
their
signs.
med bay is
Set a course for escape pod Sigma.
I'll contact
Full
them
speed.
and ask them to put their medical staff on alert.
Aye, Captain. Aye, aye. Setting throttle to...
Rerouting.
I am detecting tachyon levels consistent with recent use of a cloaking device.
We should be on our guard.
Go ahead and lock onto escape pod Sigma and transport those life signs.
Locking.
I have completed scanning escape pod Gamma, Captain, and there are no life signs.
Very good. Can you reach escape pod Delta from here yet?
It is currently out of range. I'm going to scan this anomaly. Let me scan
3 of
this anomaly.
6.
Yeah.
Captain, I'm getting a signal of unknown origin.
6 seconds to lock.
Federation vessel, leave now or be destroyed.
Energize.
30
updating
seconds
your
to
panel,
comply.
Okay, scan escape pod Delta, Tactical.
Trench.
Scanning escape pod Delta now, and Captain, that anomaly off our right side is harmless, according to scanners.
All systems 100%.
They know we're here. Enemy vessel inbound.
Red alert, shields up, armed torpedoes.
Shields up, torpedoes armed.
Follow it.
Engage target.
Firing phasers.
Scan their shields, please.
Aye, Captain.
Engineering cancel reroutes, full power shields.
Warning.
Shields have been scanned, so I can isolate the shield frequency,
Yes,
Captain?
please. Isolate and empty everything you got in them.
Firing phasers, waiting for torpedoes to be fully charged.
The shields are at 27%.
Firing right torpedo.
Repairing phaser banks.
Radiation levels are spiking. The star's core is going
Amount of phaser power. Firing left torpedo. Oh, target destroyed.
Restored.
Aye.
Captain, I have a new target on scanners.
Detected.
Engage.
Following the target.
Firing phasers. I'm also scanning their shields, Captain. I can now isolate their shield frequency.
Take them out.
Enemy shields no longer bypass, Captain.
Okay, as soon as you can, get an escape pod scan on escape pod Theta.
Out of range currently, Captain.
We've got incoming ordnance.
We're now in range. Do that scan.
Scanning now.
transferring analysis to your panel, Captain.
Take, can you give us any more engine power? Like, can you take one of the shields and put it in the engines?
Doing rerouting.
Captain, was I going to try to disrupt the enemy engines or weapons?
Weapons, please.
Pods remain.
Restored.
Scanning their weapons.
Transferring data to your panel, Captain.
And I'm going to disable their weapon targeting.
Drop our
Power at
shields.
maximum.
Shields dropped.
Go ahead and scan, or get the life signs transported off of escape pod Theta, engineering.
Warning. Cloaked vessel detected.
Locking.
Got my finger on shields whenever you're ready.
Let me know we got the
Energizing. We've got
Get
them.
our shields up.
Shields up, Captain.
Access to your panel, Captain.
Shield emitters restored.
Shield temperatures have been restored.
Aye, aye.
Switching targets to G5 Cruiser Gamma.
Very good. Reduce our shield level to 3, engineering, and increase our phaser range to 3.
Yep, they just got out. Oh, there we go.
Complete.
Thank you. Back in range.
Complete.
I am sending new
Continuing repairs.
I need to get an eyesight on.
Let's use D5 Cruiser Beta. Target everything you got on D5 Cruiser Beta.
Aye, Captain. Firing D5 Cruiser Beta.
They're offline. D5 Cruiser Gamma.
Firing.
Aye, aye, Captain. Staying with them.
They're down to 46%. We can do them with just a couple more volleys.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Get a scan on Escape Pod Lambda.
Aye, Captain. Scanning escape pod Lambda.
Take our phaser range all the way to minimum and increase engine power maximum, please.
updating your
6 life signs found.
Complete.
Captain.
Bring our shields down. Engineering, scan the life sign, or get those life signs off of Lambda.
Shields are
The
down.
amount of environmental radiation is spiking to dangerously high.
Getting a lock.
Scanning escape pod
Energize.
data.
Okay, let's get a scan on. Beta, you're working on it now. Great.
Standards are being repaired. Preparing phaser banks.
No life signs, Captain.
Okay, we're gonna prepare for warp. Engineering full power to engines and charge coils.
Charging coils.
Warp vector aligned. Warp course laid in. Aligning warp
Sensor
vector.
array restored. Warning. Cloaked vessel detected. Sensor array.
Keep our shields down. We'll be out of here before they
Course plotted.
see us. Engage. I'm pretty sure we got all the escape pods.
I believe so, Captain.
The ship is at 100%.
This is probably already a 45-minute episode, so let's cut it down to, if you have to pick pros and cons, limit yourself to 3 of each or less. Pros and cons, bridge crew.
Pros is it right now there's a lot of people playing. So you can find people. And that's the thing that we've seen a lot in other games where it's multiplayer, but what good does it do you if there's no people playing? There are people playing. I've never not had anybody to play with. So lots of multiplayer. The game is forced multiplayer. Like, you all have to do your job and do it well. Like, it builds teamwork. This isn't like, trying to shoot anybody else in the foot. You have to learn to work together. That whole mentality of Star Trek and the Federation and everybody being in it together. There's not a lot of that in other games. So it's us versus them. So that's my other pro. And then lastly, the pro was just how immersive it is. It meets that childhood fantasy I had of wanting a holodeck and being on the starship. Well, I kind of get that now. So those are my 3 pros. Cons are, there are a lot of 9-year-olds playing this game right now, and it's kind of frustrating. Sorry, you're probably going to troll me in the comments, but that's okay. They're probably watching this after their bedtime anyway. My other con would be, I wish there was more variety in the missions. Some of the ongoing missions can get kind of repetitive. And last but not least, there's not the Defiant or Voyager.
Dad, what about you? This is a very early experience for you on the quest. Pros and cons.
The first pro is that a 9-year-old can play with a 60-year-old. I like the fact that this lets me connect with either my sons or my grandsons. Con. We said it in the game. Again, I got involved, and I'm sorry on GoPros, but if I have it all to do over again, if I can find a buyer for my Go, I liked it enough to be able to get that. This works for me socially far better than the blaster games and the things where I've got to remember so many. And it's about speed of using the controller. At 60 years old, I don't have the reflexes of a child. But this allowed, I tell you what, the big pro for me here is I can see myself trying to sell my Go and buy a Quest. I love this.
Unfortunately, your Go is only going to get you like $50, so that can buy the game, and then you can buy the Quest. Pros for me that haven't already been hit, it's Star Trek, that's the biggest pro. Cons are cons. I've already forgotten all my cons that I had. The biggest cons is probably that they're probably not going to invest any more money in this game. The only thing I can hope is that people go out and buy this a lot, because it would be great to get, because for us growing up, now we knew Next Generation because Mom and Dad would watch reruns and we went and saw the movies, but for us growing up...
It's coming out next month.
Yeah. Voyager, I would love that, because that could be an entirely new mechanic, the way that Helm would have this huge panel, and...
Well, and here's where I think they're going to... Here's what I predict, right? Because when they originally released this game, it was just too small of a market they released it to. And that market doesn't exist. The market that fell in love with Star Trek, but also would drop $5,000 on a gaming system. Right. That market is like 5 people. And I've played with 3 of those people who've been playing for the last few years. I played with them, and they're not fun to play with on this game. They take it way too seriously.
So my cons are the people who have played this so much that they don't let you be in your role. Like the first playthrough we did was played how you should play, where you're the captain, you gotta give the orders. You're the helmsman, you gotta receive the orders. But there's other people who are out there like, I played this mission 100 times, I'm just going to do what I'm supposed to do, and there's like no reason for chatter. And then you also have the people out there who just don't respect the universe and are just being wonky. But I guess that's what's nice about a pro of this game, is that briefing room ahead of time where you can say, hey guys, I would like to take this seriously, I'm going to be your captain, please follow my orders. Or if you say, hey guys, we're planning on being goofy this time.
And playing original series.
Yeah,
so it was such a niche market. now and the game practically died. From what it looked like, the developers were like, we're done with this game. Like, they did release, I think they tried, like, okay, the Aegis, no one was really falling in love with that, so let's throw a bone to the Star Trek people and let's give them the next generation, let's give them the original series. But again, the original series fans, this guy, probably would have never had a $5,000 gaming PC.
Never.
And the next generation people who grew up with that, us, don't have a $5,000 gaming PC. Now, granted, there are a lot of guys who are in our generation who do have that. We don't, and we're never going to. So I think they're realizing now that that the hardware exists for them to put this game on. I think that is going to. This was them trying to decide, throwing that poll out there again to see who bites. And a lot of people are biting based off who I'm playing with. These are guys who are like, now that we have it on the Quest, I will play this game. So I believe I would also pay for the Defiant, and I would pay for the Voyager.
I would.
If they put those in there. Now,
$20 more bucks each one.
Now, if it's like the whole, what's the new Star Trek timeline, the Kelvin timeline, I won't pay 2 cents for that.
That's kind of what the Aegis is anyway.
Right. But you give me Voyager, you give me the Defiant, you give me, somehow make Deep Space Nine, that could be fun, right? Being able to trigger the wormhole and all that.
Trigger the wormhole.
Just remember when, earlier on in this episode, he said you should be watching Star Trek. That's why I put a plug in there. Picard's coming out. Yeah. And the next season of Discovery. And the dad has watched them all.
Yeah, and Discovery will. I can see them putting the Discovery on here as well.
Yeah.
And if they can, get obviously there's licensing in for that. But if they can get that, then they'll be able to get so much more as far as the buy-in. Because one of the things that this game is really good at is that each ship has its own capabilities. So the role that you play kind of changes depending on what your ship can do. And Voyager and Defiant are two very different ships. So the game changes dramatically.
Well, look at
this growth here.
Look at Star Trek Online, which is an MMO. If you don't know what that is, like World of Warcraft. Everybody probably knows what that is. Star Trek version of that. It's now a free-to-play game on flat PC, but it started out pretty limited. Yeah. There was Starfleet, and then there was the Klingons. But that's something I never even thought about. We've talked about it would be awesome to be on other bridges of other ships, but if this game got popular enough, this could be a never-ending resource of money for Oculus and Ubisoft because they could do Klingon ships and missions. They could do Romulans and...
I just imagine Voyager fighting the Kazon, there's just so much
Delta Quadrant.
The Packlets! Oh! Make us go.
There's so much they can still do. And one thing that maybe there's a trickle of hope out there is that if you notice when the game launches, it's not just Ubisoft, but Oculus Studios helped with this too. So maybe there's a chance that if Oculus sees that there's more money in this, if Ubisoft decided they didn't want to do anything more with it, that maybe then Oculus Studios. But go buy the game.
And have your sons install it.
All right, I think that's enough for this episode. I think we're about 2-hour mark now. So thank you for tuning in to Go Bros. Thank you, our special guest, our dad.
I'm the Go Bros dad.
I'm Philip.
And I'm Luke, and we will see you on the next episode of Go Bros.
And we'll have an Oculus Go episode. See ya.